All right, welcome back to Boring Reviews. Nick here.
I was still sitting. I was like sitting back, and you just started.
I didn't know there was a process to sitting. I just like just sit.
There is a process, Nick.
Nick here.
Welcome back to Boring Reviews. Jodi here.
It's so weird. And we are checking out QI today.
Quite interesting.
Key. And this one, it gives you that question. She says she hates it. I don't like the question either, but I can't wait to see what these experts here technically say about this, because I feel like the answer is so obvious, but at the same time, I'm not an auditorial specialist. And it's what?
If a tree falls in a forest and no one hears it, does it make a sound?
Now, I understand if no one's there present to hear it, then they're saying, the question should be, does anyone hear a noise? But it's got to make a sound, because the sound does not know whether there's a person sneaking there and hiding or not. And there's a person there. If the tree branch falls, right? Oh, there's no one around. We don't got to make a sound. Of course it makes a sound. If you had a little recording device, not even a person right there, boom, it's going to make a sound. So I feel like it's so obvious, and I think that's where the annoying thing comes in, right?
I feel like that one, but this question and this other question both drive me crazy. And this other question has an answer if you feel, if you're religious at all. But did the hen come first or the egg? Yup. The chicken or the egg? Which one came first? And it's just questions like that. I guess for me, I'm just like, okay, this sounds bad, but I don't really care.
But that question doesn't make any sense to me, because the egg has to be hatched from a chicken. It has to be, okay? And if there was just an egg there first, there was nothing to keep that egg warm, but also who hatched the egg. So either way, whether it's the egg or the chicken, you have to believe in creation, right? But if you believe in evolution, it's going to evolve to that eventually. So what, the previous animal that wasn't full chicken gave birth to it, and now it's chicken?
Yes, you're right.
So the chicken has to come first,
yes, you're
in
right.
my small mind. But I can't wait. Comment section is going to be crazy on this one.
Yes, tell us.
If you like our reaction to this anyway, please don't forget to
like this video, subscribe to our channel. That would be the best holiday gift ever. And hit that notification bell so you can be aware of our next upload video. Thank you.
You're welcome. And now that she's gotten that out of the way, let's get down to business. No, just biz. Here we biz.
But now it's time for a round of quick-fire hypotheticals.
Ooh,
Quick-fire hypotheticals!
So, all you have to do is tell me the first thing that comes into your head, basically. All right, so quick-fire hypothetical question. Let's say you found a fallen tree in the forest, right? Obviously, it fell down before you arrived, but did it make a sound as it fell?
Ooh,
No.
Thank you.
well, no one's going to say yes.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, do you know where this question comes from, as it were?
It's a
Bishop
famous
Berkeley.
Bishop Berkeley, yeah.
philosophical question, isn't it?
So that if there's no one to hear a sound,
Is there a sound?
is there a sound? It depends so much what you mean by sound, doesn't it?
Well, there isn't, because sound is the vibration of the eardrum. There is no sound.
Is it?
The
There's no one to
receptacle
hear it.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it depends, though,
That's how
because
you
part of
hear.
the definition of sound is that there has to be a recipient for the sound.
Yeah.
Isn't
No,
there?
it goes
There's
through a
the thing
medium.
that makes the noise, and there's the transmission of the noise, and then there's the reception of the noise.
Yeah.
But if there's no reception of the noise, then maybe the noise doesn't exist.
Other things are still vibrating, but whether that vibration counts as a sound or not is
But
a...
when's the forest
That's the
ever
definition
empty?
of sound is what happens in the ear. There isn't any sound if there's no one to hear it.
It's a mooty point.
If there's a speed of
Yeah.
sound and it's only what happens in the ear, well, how do you get that speed between that and your ear?
Thank you.
Do you know,
Maybe by the time that tree's fallen, you got there, that sound's halfway around the world and making someone else very nervous. Ah!
Stephen, are you sure about this?
Well, no one is sure. That is the point. That's why it's a hypothetical. No one knows. I mean, to a semanticist or a neurologist, they may say that sound is that, but to a physicist, they would say the propagation of sound waves is sound. Whether or not there is an ear to vibrate, it is a sound wave. And if it's a sound wave...
I disagree that they are sound waves, because if you go...
You may disagree, but you're welcome to. But you're not...
Vibrations, but they only become a sound wave when there's an ear to receive it.
I love that Stephen is challenging back on this, because this guy, and I'm sure he's a fantastic guy, nothing against him, But his stance on this, I've heard from so many people, and it's always like this uppity thing. Like, of course it doesn't. What do you mean, of course it doesn't? You can't prove it. You're saying there has to be an ear to hear it. Okay, I put a microphone or a recording device. That's not an ear. It's a recording device, so it takes sound, but it's not an ear. So I just love this whole conversation, what I'm trying to say.
It's rather like... do you remember we talked about a thing that really astonished me? Did you know that light's invisible? It's the most extraordinary thing. If you, in a dark vacuum, if you shoot a beam of light across the eyeballs like that, you can't see it. Because you can only see what light hits. And it's the same thing, but people said, but that's a stupid answer because the definition of light is something that goes into your eye and is then received. Until it does that, it's not light. So.
But we have all kinds of things like not ears, for example. Are you saying that it's not sound if it registers on a recording device that is left there without a human there? That it's bending the needle of a recording device? Does the machine not hear? Is it not a sound wave that is actually causing the machine to register?
Well, but in Bishop Berkeley... So
I talked about you, not about Bishop Berkeley entering a field.
Yes,
The point is, it's not as simple as just to say yes or no. That's why it's a good question. It's a good question. We would have unfairly forfeited someone who said yes just as much as somebody who said
I thought
no.
you said there was no right answer to this question.
There is no... That's why I said there is. That's why it's a good question. There is no right answer. So your yes and your no are both... That's...
Whatever I said, it would be...
Yeah, I'm afraid
So if the tree fell down and there was no one there to see it fall, it should still be upright.
very true.
Only conclusion.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, Alan, are you keeping well?
Yeah.
I wanted to hear more hypotheticals,
Yeah,
but
I enjoyed that, though.
This is, though...
Immensely.
I am not a confrontational person. I just want everybody to
You have no problem with me.
It's because I love you.
I love you too.
I know that you will always love me, Nick. No, but I still avoid conflict. I might get annoyed or mad, but I avoid
A
conflict.
lot in my direction, which I don't blame you. I don't blame
I'm
you.
so patient and understanding and loving.
Absolutely.
But I really am not a confrontational person, especially out beyond, I guess, my family house. But I do sweep a lot of things in the rug. I'll get home and be mad and vent about it, but I won't really say it to people's faces. So questions like this drive me crazy because I'm just not willing to give the effort of having that debate because in the grand scheme of things, to me, it doesn't really matter. It's a hypothetical question. Like, it is what it is. Have your opinion. Cool. Let's move on with life.
It doesn't matter.
Like,
And
it's
I'm
not
sure
worth getting
I'm
upset about.
having the same kind of, sureness of my opinion as this guy is. But from my way of looking at things, it seems like the people that take the stance I don't agree with, they are so matter of fact about it. Like, I'm willing to say that maybe I'm wrong about this, but it is interesting how he was so sure, like, of course. But when Stephen challenged him a little, I'm surprised he didn't say anything like, well, yes, but the recording device acts as the ear because it's picking up sound. It is a medium or it is like a receptacle that's picking. I'm surprised he didn't say something like that. He just completely stopped. Either because maybe like you, he doesn't like that maybe he felt embarrassed.
Maybe.
Or he didn't really know what his opinion was and he just went by of course it does. Or it doesn't.
Maybe too. There's an ear first saying, "Okay, we're moving on." And this now, who knows?
In his ear?
I don't know.
Steven was still going. Like, that would have been very entertaining to keep going back and forth. I liked what the other guy said too. I'm not sure what he was. I couldn't understand him at first. But
if a tree falls down, but nobody sees it.
No, not just
taking
that.
those chances.
That's kind of ridiculous. But it was funny. I get what he was saying. But
Yeah.
the speed of sound.
Yes.
How are we measuring the speed of sound if it doesn't exist? There's not someone to hear. That was brilliant.
True.
I had never heard that argument before.
It's true.
But last thing I want to say about this, this is not one of those situations where I say it's just comedy. Like, this is an actual hypothetical question, so it really doesn't matter. But the last thing I want to say about this, and now that's as silly as that is, and it's not your fault, that distracts me, and I hope I'm not going to lose my point right now. But because I thought I had something that I thought was interesting at least. The last thing I wanted to say about this was, that this is an example of how much we lift ourselves up as the dominant species, humans,
Yeah.
right? Notice how it says there's not any. Aren't there animal life out in forests? and they say ear, and you can say, well, I didn't mean a human ear. Yeah, you did, because if you said if someone doesn't hear it.
Sure.
If we are not there, nature does not happen without us. I think that's really presumptuous.
It's true. In fact, we've destroyed nature.
Absolutely.
We have ruined it.
I tell my students all the time, we have our own place in the ecosystem, right? We have our own place, our own habitat. We deserve a place to live. But if we did not get involved with other ecosystems that we were not naturally supposed to be a part of, it would be fine. Natural wildfires happen and nature takes care of it. Animal eats animal, prey and predator, but they don't run out of animal life. It's when we take one species out and put it in a different place and it messes up that ecosystem. I say it all the time.
So we destroy the rainforest for farming.
I'm not anti-human because I'm a human, but I'm just saying we are not as amazing as we think we are.
Yeah.
We are just one. We are the dominant species, which is great. We're just one of many parts in the cog of life. If you like our video in this part of life, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.
Goodbye.